everybody, and welcome to my new moon guidance. My name is Justine Evans and I'm a hormone alchemist and a fertility expert, and every month I run a new moon guidance for the month to maintain a hormone happy life. So this month it's the new moon now, the harvest moon. And actually I don't think it is the harvest moon, but it's a September moon, and I have drawn the cards from the Creation Fertility Oracle Guide. Here it is. I actually shuffled and did them on, what day are we on? We're on Thursday. I think I did them on Tuesday night just before the moon actually. And when I drew the cards, I was really thinking about the situation that we're in at the moment, the whole sort of 2020 void, as I call it, and how we're proceeding, and what an eventful year this has been in some ways, and how it's a non-event in so many other ways. So I decided that I would draw 3 cards for this month, and for us to be able to see how to work with the moon over the next 29 days. So it's interesting actually, because there have been the same cards have been coming up regularly over the month, over the year, over 2020. So Fertility Superfoods have been coming up. I think this is the 3rd time that they've come up this year. And then the second card that I drew was Starry Silence. And the 3rd card that I drew was about a crystal, moonstone. So it's very much this month relating to nature and science. And this really got me thinking actually, because moonstones are amazing crystals, they're absolutely beautiful, and I use them within my practice a lot. And here is, I don't know if you can see that, you probably can't see anything at the moment, there we go. Here's some moonstones. I need to take it that way. Here are some moonstones on my crystal bracelet, which actually represents new beginnings, and it comes with mantra chants, etc. And this is another one. I get them all handmade, and so they're all slightly different. So again, the cream is the moonstone, and moonstones come in many different colours. This is a green one. Here we go. This is a green one as well, and they come from creams, and they're usually quite creamy really. So they're moonstones. I'm going to be talking about that in a little while. But this moonstone and the Starry Silence card really made me think about nature, the softness of the moon, how important the moon is for hormonal health, how it supports our uterus, how humans are 70% made up of liquid, how the moon influences water, how the moon influences our gut microbiome, how the night sky encourages us to rest and be silent, how the moon is very much that yin energy, that softness, that nurturing kindness, how it opens our intuition. And actually the moonstone crystal really represents all of that. So on one hand, this month, I really feel that we need to be working with the softness of the evening, the night sky, time for going inwards, for meditation, for connecting with the moon, for connecting with night, for resting. And I think that's very important for our hormones right now, for our cortisol, for the way that we're changing. The nights are beginning to draw in now. We're coming up to the autumn equinox, and we're really going to be noticing that the evenings are drawing in, and the change of seasons, and how this influences our health, and also how it influences the way that we connect with nature and the way that we work. So this month, really work with the moon, whether it's with a crystal to support your hormonal balance, or whether you're wanting to work with the starry silence and using meditation to really connect with being calm. All of those things that you can work with. Maybe you want to think about the fact that the nights are drawing in and what you're going to be doing in the evenings from now on, and the autumn time and what that represents to you. So also moonstones, for me they represent new beginnings, and very much affected with lunar energy, but also the reproductive cycle. And so, you know, connect with the moon. How does your cycle connect with the moon? Do you ovulate with the moon? Do you ovulate with the new moon? Do you ovulate with the full moon? If you're cycling, you know, is your menstruation around a full moon or a new moon? How do you feel around the full moon and the new moon? How do you feel with the moon? You know, even women who no longer cycle, we still feel differently around the moon. It is still influencing us. It still influences our moods. It influences our appetite. It influences our feelings and our emotions. So really connect with that. And if you are using a moonstone itself, then you can actually place it on your abdomen, on your uterus, on your sacral center, and actually work with the moon around, work with the energy of the moonstone, and really breathe in that energy of the moonstone. You know, we use moonstones a lot in practice for people who suffer with premenstrual tension, and also I work with it for intuition as well and connecting with the goddess. So there is a starry silence meditation on my website that I put up a few months ago actually, at justineevans.co.uk and also at creationfertility.com. Moonstones can be purchased from my website, creationfertility.com, and also so can the crystals. You wear them on the fertility bracelet, which you wear on your left side, okay, because that's about receiving. So that's very much the nature aspect of it for this month's focus. So going on to the Fertility Superfoods card, which is card 42, you know, there are many different foods that I've already discussed this month and how we can incorporate them into our diets, but over this year. But this month alone, I thought that I would be talking about wheatgrass and broccoli sprouts, because they are amazing superfoods for hormonal balance. You are able to buy them easily. I'm actually going to be running a spleen clean, which starts on October the 17th. And my plan for the spleen clean has completely changed since I drew this card, this Fertility Superfood card. And actually we are going to be utilising fresh wheatgrass and wheatgrass juices and broccoli sprout juices within the spleen clean. And actually because of that, I've changed the whole price of it. I've changed all sorts of aspects of it. So if you are interested in joining me for my spleen clean, which is a 10-day program, please let me know, because I'm going to need to order the wheatgrass and the broccoli sprouts for you. And again, you can find the link on my Facebook page, but you can also find it on my websites. So let's talk about wheatgrass first. So wheatgrass, people think that because the word wheat is in it, it includes gluten, and this is actually wrong, because what wheatgrass sprouts are is that they're the early wheat. It's the early wheat grass. It's way before. It's the leaf of the wheatgrass, which means that it doesn't include any gluten at all, because the gluten actually comes from the from the cob. Okay, it's actually from a different part of the wheat. So it's before that is even made. So this is the pure grass. It's very, very young, and it is incredibly nutrient dense, And one of the best things about wheatgrass is that it lowers acidity in your body, which is so very important. Now, if you have any kind of inflammatory process or any kind of health disorder, really, from a naturopathic perspective, we want you to become very alkaline. And a really good way of doing that is by taking wheatgrass. You know, we want you to have an acid stomach, in the fact that how you're breaking down your foods when you first eat, but we want you at cellular level to be alkaline, and wheatgrass is fantastic for this. And also, if you're trying for a baby, wheatgrass can really support bringing down your FSH levels if they're too high, and it also really supports sperm health as well, and increases sperm health. So there are great ways of using wheatgrass, and you can either use it fresh, where you can juice it, or you can buy it as a juice, or you can use it, you can buy it dried. Personally, I find that if you're juicing it yourself, it tastes completely different than if you have the dried form, and it's not expensive to do that either. What is important is that you have a good juicer, so that you're able to juice the wheatgrass. You can't really put it into a smoothie if it's fresh. Well, you can when it's juiced, but not before that. So you wouldn't be able to put it in a NutriBullet or something like that, just in its grass form. You would need to juice it before that. And a masticating juicer is much better if you're using fresh wheatgrass. Now, another way of using it is actually by buying it ready juiced. And there is a great company called Tonic Attack that that makes fantastic wheatgrass juice and sends it to you via the post. So that's a really simple way of being able to eat it. So wheatgrass is really anti-aging, which of course we all want. It stimulates your thyroid gland, and it also supports your metabolism. So I know, as an older woman coming into my Crohn's status, and also because I've had a history of thyroid disorders, I really need to get my metabolism up and running. Now, obviously, exercise really supports that, but so does wheatgrass, taking wheatgrass. So that's fantastic. It's also known to help lower blood pressure. It contains a lot of chlorophyll, so it helps cleanse your liver, your tissue, and your cells, and it purifies the blood in your body. So you can see how it's a real superfood, and it also helps remove harmful toxins. So it's a real detoxifying agent. Now, if you have methylation issues, if you have problem with your hormones, if you're very estrogen dominant, then wheatgrass can really help you with this, because it really supports your liver, and that's very important when it comes to hormonal balance. You can also use it to support your immune system. So that's one of the reasons why we're using it in the spleen cleanse, because September and October and the autumn is all about boosting your immunity and that change of seasons. So it's very good for sore throats. Wheatgrass we also use for psoriasis, because again that relates to the liver, and also for sinusitis. So if you are the kind of person that suffers with sinuses, then please do take wheatgrass at this time of year, because it will support that. And it's also very good for gum disease. Now, wherever you are within your hormonal status, you know, very many people get gum issues. And when you're perimenopause and menopausal, you often get gum issues. You also can have oral hygiene issues during assisted conception, and also teenage. And some people actually really struggle with their gums just before they bleed each month. So again, it really supports that. So wheatgrass is a really great thing, and that's something that I would really recommend that you try for this month, for this moon cycle. Another thing that you may like to try are broccoli sprouts. Now, broccoli sprouts are also fantastic, but we use them for different reasons. Now, broccoli sprouts are germinated seeds of the broccoli It's not like eating broccoli. Now, I've got a great friend who says that a day without broccoli is a day wasted, and I would totally agree with that. But I would say a day without broccoli seeds is a day wasted. So broccoli seed or broccoli sprout juice is really worth drinking, especially if you have a high inclination of developing an estrogen related cancer. There has been a great deal of scientific research on this, and it really shows that it can really support cancer conditions. So if you are likely to be one of the estrogen type of people who will then go on to develop cancer, or an estrogen dominant cancer, or an estrogen formed cancer, then broccoli sprout juice is a real benefit for you. It's also fantastic for stomach bugs. It boosts liver detoxification, so that's why it's great for hormones. It protects your skin. So if you are the kind of person who suffers from polycystic ovaries, or gets hormonal acne, or suffers from dry skin or eczema, again, broccoli sprout juice is really good for that. It's very good for your heart health, and it's also very brain boosting. And there has been a lot of science research about the fact of using broccoli sprout juice with autism as well. So if you are able to use that, or if you've got any kind of cognitive impairment going on, then broccoli sprout juice is very good. And one of the reasons that broccoli sprout juice is so good is simply because it contains a huge amount of phytochemicals. And one of those is called, excuse me, I've got to look this up because I'm useless at saying it, sulforaphane glucosinolate, okay, which is also found in kale. But this is where they've done most of the science research, and it is a fantastic product. It's also fantastic for during the menopause. So I am saying to you this month, let's explore wheatgrass juice, broccoli sprout juice, working with the moon and the night, resting, allowing time for breath work and meditation, working with the crystal moonstone, and really connecting with you, really connecting with what is it that you want right now? How would you like to change? Would you like to boost your immunity? And if so, wheatgrass could well support that, and so could broccoli sprout juice. Breathing, meditating, that's fantastic for your immune system. That's fantastic for hormonal balance. Really connecting with the moon and its cycle, and how that is influencing your thoughts, your emotions, and your hormones this month, this moon cycle. And also, if you would like to join my spleen cleanse, we start on October the 17th. It is £100. It's a 10-day cleanse, and within that, you will get a whole load of delicious recipes. This cleanse is not a fasting cleanse, okay? It is an eating sensibly cleanse. So it's not fasting. You will be enjoying some really delicious food. I'm providing wheatgrass juice or broccoli sprout juice, depending on which one you would prefer. You're also going to be receiving a bottle of Creation Essence, which is a beautiful aromatherapy essence to support hormonal balance. And most of all, and this is very exciting for you, I'm also providing personal hair analysis, so that I'm making you up an energy remedy to support you personally, and I will be testing your nutrient deficiencies as well. So if you do want to join me, then please send me an email at contact@justineevans.co.uk, or you can just press on the link and buy it direct from my websites at justineevans.co.uk or at creationfertility.com, or on my Facebook group. You will see that there will be a link to the spleen cleanse, and you can read more about it there. So this month, once again, we're working with the moonstone crystal, we're working with the night sky and the moon, with breathing, pranayama, meditation, and working with the fertility superfoods, the hormone balancing superfoods of wheatgrass juices, broccoli sprout juices, and actually living foods generally, microgreens, and I'll be talking about that a lot more over the month. And I've also got some lovely companies that I'm working with where you're going to be able to buy your products online and get some lovely microgreens sent to you on a weekly basis so that you can utilize them within your dietary program. So I hope you've enjoyed this month's hormone focus, and my name is Justine Evans. I'm a naturopath and a nutritional therapist and a healer and an alchemist, and I look forward to speaking to you again next month. Take care. Bye.